Welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween, where every day I'm watching a different horror movie in a different category for each day of October leading up to Halloween. It's October 3rd, category is Scream Queens, and my pick for today was Raw. Raw is a 2016 French movie directed by Julia Ducournau. So Raw follows Justine, a shy vegetarian girl in her first year of veterinary school, and as soon as she gets to school as part of a hazing ritual, she tries raw meat for the first time and starts to discover some stuff about herself, and eventually leads to her trying more than just animal meat, if you know what I mean. So, yes, this is a cannibal movie. And I'm not really super squeamish, but there were a lot of parts in this movie that physically made me like, some parts made me feel sick to my stomach. But that doesn't necessarily make this a bad movie. I thought it was pretty well made. Um, I've been wanting to see it ever since I saw like a report that at its first screening, people were vomiting in the theater. So that's always intrigued me. Now I don't think it was that bad. I think those scenes are more spread out through the movie. But I will say, if you are sensitive to blood or gore or anything like that, I would definitely stay away from this movie. I think visually it's pretty interesting. This movie is like obsessed with the color red. There's some pretty cool shots in here. Nothing spectacular, but nothing boring either. The themes of this movie are, about going to college, growing up, figuring out who you are for the first time, making the connection between sexuality and cannibalism, indulging in these urges in a way. It kind of reminds me of another horror movie, Ginger Snaps, where that one uses becoming a werewolf to symbolize growing up. This one uses cannibalism. The main positive thing I have to say about this movie is a lead performance by Garance Marillier as Justine. She really carries the movie on her back. It's pretty much primarily focused on her. With that being said, I didn't find Raw, besides a couple scenes, too scary, or besides those scenes disturbing. I feel like this basic concept of using a scary or messed up metaphor to compare with growing up and coming of age. I feel like that's been done a lot in horror movies, and it really didn't do anything groundbreaking or new for me outside of like I said, a few really messed up scenes, which were done well, but aren't enough to make it a mainstay in my horror rotation. With that being said, I'm going to give Raw 3 stars out of 5. I don't really recommend this to anyone unless you are a into like really messed up movies, or I don't know, it sounds interesting from this, but definitely if you're squeamish, I would say stay away. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for day 4 of 31 Days of Halloween.